Hi, I'm Joe Shepard, and this reading is for Kristi. And prior to the video, I reached out and I connected to Kristi's energy, and I asked for her help in shuffling the cards. And Kristi, you were very difficult to connect to. You seemed, I could feel that you were there, but couldn't quite find you. Not sure what that means exactly. Maybe you're an aloof person. I'm not sure. Maybe the cards will help understand that a little bit. So Kristi has chosen 6, 12, and 34. So let's go ahead and get started. There's 6, 12, and 34. Now this will be a 9-card reading. This card's going to represent your inner self, your higher self, that side of you which is not so readily apparent to you, to your family, to those around you. This part of you is a little bit more secretive. And this card says sense of humor. And it's suggesting maybe you're not being, maybe you're taking things a little too seriously. It's hard to know exactly how I was going to put that. Maybe you're taking things a little too seriously, and you're not accepting that some things are worth just laughing off. People make mistakes. Not everyone around you will understand you. And sometimes you just gotta accept that, hey, people screw up. Laugh it off, move on. This next card represents your outer self. It's more about how other people see you and how you represent yourself. And this card is saying prayer will help this situation. This is saying to me that outwardly, this whole thing is saying to me that maybe that my original thinking that I felt you were being a bit aloof, maybe is very accurate. You're taking things too seriously, and you need to just kind of accept that people make mistakes. People will make more mistakes, and they make it, for every 10 times somebody gets it wrong, they'll only get it right once. You look at it that way. And you need to accept and laugh it off. Hey, another screw up, and hey, we'll just persevere and we'll get it right. And maybe you need to look at this. Maybe you need to reach out to God and Spirit, whatever God you believe in, and whatever Spirit you have faith in, and just say, hey, I need some help. Times have been too hard on my shoulders. And so what do you need to do? You need to recognize eternal love. So within you, you're not I've said this a bunch of times, so I don't want to sound, if you watch any of my other videos, I don't want to sound repetitive, but you're not a person that has a spirit or a person that has a soul. You are a soul that at the moment has a person. And within you and within that soul, there's a higher self, a being that understands and loves everything and loves the experience and loves people despite anything. They'll still treat all things as if they're deserving of love and that loving energy. And so I kind of get the sense that there's a bit of taking things too seriously and a bit of distancing yourself from the spiritual side of your being. And what you need to do is just take a deep breath and feel the energy of the world fill your soul, and reach out to spirit and look for guidance and help. Now these cards are going to represent your past. And this first card says you're on the right path. So you've been traveling and you've been heading in the right direction and doing okay. And in looking at the cards so far, I would say you've been having a pretty good life, and maybe you have hit a stumbling block recently that has left you angry, concerned, separating yourself a bit. And this card is your children are watched over by angels. What that's saying is that your family is safe, those you surround yourself with are safe, and you can have confidence in that. But this is also saying that in the past that you have been in the situation, you've been on the right path, everything's been good, and maybe you hit a stumbling block. So I'm going to continue on that line of thought. Okay, so I'm wondering, so this card is saying believe and trust. I'm wondering, maybe you've been on a path that has held you close to God and close to spirit and close to your inner self, and you hit a stumbling block and you found anger in it. Because mind you, this believe and trust, this is the action of the past. This is the action that says this is who you are, this is who you were, this is part of who you are. Well, whereas within the present text, we're seeing a very significant difference between what the past and the present is saying. Let's look at the future. Okay, this card is take your time making this decision. So you've been on a great path. You've been on a very powerful path. Your family and those you surround you with has been very safe. You're headed in a direction that's great for you, and you've had a lot of faith and belief, and you've moved forward. But it seems like you hit a stumbling block that's really brought you down and cast a shadow. and you need to change something. There's something you need to change, and the card that's saying what you need to do is saying eternal love. You need to just feel inside that you love everybody and you love everything, and you need to learn. But this card is saying take time making this decision. So don't jump to any fast decisions. Give it at least a year to deal with the trauma of whatever it is that's come into your life, and move slowly, move deliberately. Don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed by changes. And this card is pay attention to your dreams. And it's suggesting that within your dreams, I'm thinking this is very literal. Your dreams, that which you're sleeping time, in your dreams there is a explanation and a way to deal with the future, and it lies within the dreams that you're experiencing. Maybe you're not able to spend enough time with that. And finally, honor and trust your feelings. This whole reading's kind of cut and dry, I think. You've been very secure, you've been very taken care of, you've been very sure of yourself and where you're going. You've run into a stumbling block. I'm wondering if someone has passed, or it could be someone has passed is what's coming to me, but it could also be a loss of a job. The thing that's really coming up to me, the stumbling block, is someone has left your sphere of influence, and you're struggling with it. Just take your time dealing with it. Pay attention to your dreams, because you have an opportunity to go in a direction that will allow you to feel love for what you're doing and love for where you're going, and this trauma, this trauma doesn't have to bring you down. You just need to take time to cope with it, because that's what I'm getting off the cards. I hope that's helpful. I really would love to know if that's at all rings any bells, or has any similarities to what you're really thinking about, because that was a pretty dramatic conclusion, and it is pretty well defined to say that you've hit this stumbling block. This stumbling blocks may be about something that's left you or left your sphere of influence, and I'm wondering, like, if someone hasn't passed. So, and all you need is to refine the love that's within you, and trust, and that's not an easy thing to do. Take your time, and it'll come. So let me know if that's helpful. Thank you so much for the opportunity to do a reading for you. Namaste.